Today I'm bringing you a new tool video, and I'm actually pretty excited about this one because oops, sorry about that. I actually found a kit that I really like. Let me show you what that is. The company that is selling it is Casoman. It's a 62-piece quarter-inch drive socket set, which includes inch and metric. The reason this is pretty cool is because if you remember my EP video, that set actually has the metric on one side with the short and the deep sockets, and then the imperial on the other side with the metric with the imperial. I'm sorry, and you also get the short and long sockets. And I apologize for that truck or ice cream truck that just came by. Anyways, I was working on the car and I was trying to get to a small 8mm nut, and I realized, well, 3/8 is nice and it's what you mostly use, but every now and then you're gonna get into this smaller bolts and things like that, or nuts. And so I decided to start looking and see what was out there. I went ahead and I was thinking about the Cobalt stuff, and then I saw that Harbor Freight has a quarter ratchet from Quinn, but you only get the imperial and the metric short sockets. And then I decided to keep looking, and lo and behold, I found this one on Amazon. And as you can see, it's, well, you may not be able to tell from the video, but the case is a little smaller than the EP Auto. This one's nice because it has a handle on here. The only thing I don't like about the case, just from looking at it, is that it uses these plastic tabs, and I can tell you those break off really fast, and there's no hinge on the back. Or actually there is, but let me open it. Or no, there's no hinge on the side, on the back either. The reason that sucks is because, I'll show you right now, I have this kit from Harbor Freight which has the same things, and as you can see, if I can get it in here, this is already broken, and that's what I used to put it back in. So definitely the case is definitely not the best. Now I can just get this to stay over here. Hang on. Let me put this somewhere else. So overall, that's the only downside to the case that I've noticed, but overall it's a pretty nice case, similar to the other ones. No hinges, and then the other older or regular plastic tabs. The good thing is that I already opened it and I already went through pretty much every socket and even the ratchet on here to make sure that everything is fine, and they are. So let me grab like the biggest socket here so I can show you what you get. So far they look very well made, just like the EP Auto. The only thing is, obviously I can't tell you how well they're gonna work since I haven't used them yet, but they're very generic. All this says on here is chrome vanadium. They have the numbers stamped, so that's really nice and easy to read. I wanted to say something else, but I'll just tell you as I go, as soon as I can remember what I was going to say. But anyway, obviously the reason I like this particular set is because you get both the deep sockets and the short sockets for metric, and it starts from 4 to 14, and there is a 5.5mm set on here, and then you have the 5/32 all the way to the 3/16 over here, and obviously you get the same thing, the deep sockets and the short sockets. And you also get two, let me get this here, two extensions. As you can see, I think you got chrome vanadium stamped on them, And just to give you an idea here of what this looks like, this is my Aries wobble extension. But just to give you an idea what they look like, this one actually has all this knurling on the bottom. My Aries only has it up here, and I actually like this one here on the bottom because it's easier to hold and turn. Although this is big enough to do that too. If you have grease on you, it would definitely slip. But since I'm on this part now, the Aries wobbles have been pretty good. I actually like them. I don't think I ever updated that video. So yeah, I like those too. But just to show you the difference again, this knurling is actually pretty nice on this particular extension here. And the same goes for the smaller, I think is a 2-inch or 3-inch. Let's see it. I want to say 3. Yep, 3-inch. So you get a 3-inch, and what's this one here? This is about a 6-inch extension there. You do get a few extra bits, which is nice. Sometimes you may not have a screwdriver, but you can use this one. You do get the universal joint here. You get the bit holder, which this one's a little weird. It's not magnetic. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see that it goes. The hole goes right through, so there's no magnet on the back. There is, however, this U-shape or U-shape metal. I want to say staple, or something that's like a U shape in there to hold the bits. I get one of these. It was a little hard to put in the first time, but once I did it, it does stay in there. That piece didn't come out. I thought that was like an extra, I don't know, piece that had gone in there. I was trying to knock it out, but then I realized that's what holds the bits in there. So it does work. It's just kind of weird. I've never seen that. Let me see if I can get a shot of it. But so far, even this thing is kind of really nice. So it does work. This is the first time I get something that has a place for a ratchet. So I guess you can use it that way too. This is the quarter ratchet, but I'll go into that in a second. So let me put this back. Let me put this back here. I'm not gonna go through every socket just because I don't want this to be a super long video, since I did that last time and I already checked them and all the numbers match. Everything's fine. The one thing I want to go through is just the overall tool set. And for the ratchet, I already went ahead and put a couple of drops of 3-in-1 oil, which I like to do with this small, well, with all of my ratchets, and a little bit of thread lock on the screws for here and this one. And this one comes dry just like any other ratchet that I've gotten, but I've gotten so used to it that now I know that you need to lube them before you use them. Now it sounds a lot better versus when it was dry. So I do recommend you taking them apart and just doing that, or it's just gonna sound like you got dirt in there, or sand, and it's not gonna work that well. And then don't tighten this bolt too much, or else this is gonna lock on you. So you just, once you do that, it works fine. And the reason I want to show you this is because this is my cobalt. As you can see here, let me see, where's that? There. And this is the one that came with it. And as you can see, the cobalt's a little fatter on the head, and it's a little shorter as well. This is 90, this is a 72 teeth. And another thing I wanted to mention is the buttons. The buttons are very similar. I really like these higher buttons on the ratchets just because they're easier to press. So that's really nice. Here's my other Easy Red the flexible ratchet. This one is not the quick release. So just to give you an idea of what they look like. And these are all 1/4 ratchets. So this one actually can extend a lot bigger. So I have that. And then this one's in the middle, the one that came with the set. And this is just a little smaller, but it's 92 teeth, as you can see. And so far, actually I can replace whichever ratchet I want here with these two. But so far it works pretty well. After I put the oil on it, and then I tested it with this one as well, and it works just the same. So far the kit is pretty nice. It looks well made actually, and obviously like I said, I haven't tested it, so I won't know until I start actually using it. But oh, I want to show you that I know what I want to say earlier. The only thing is that this is not made in Taiwan. This one's actually made in China, this whole set. Unfortunately, that's all they have, and I'm taking a liking to this full sets with all the metric on one side and the SAE on the other side, because here in the USA or the United States, you'll see both types of fasteners. So just having something like this, it'll come in handy, especially if you have both the short and the deep sockets. And that's what I want to address on this one. The cobalt ratchets are made in China as well, and this one's the same. But I want to show you that if you look at the thickness on the edge here and here on the cobalt, this thing is a little bit off. Obviously that doesn't mess or change the fact that it does work. But just to show you the actual manufacturing of the part versus this other Chinese version that just came here, this one's nice and even all around, and it's well made, and it just says chrome vanadium. So I'm not sure what company is making these. So far it looks okay, but there are a few, I mean, it's not perfect. If you look at the middle here, the hole is not quite centered, but this is just the plate, obviously. So it's made in China, the whole set, so it's not going to be all perfect, but neither is my cobalt, and they both work, so they should do the job for especially something smaller like this. You shouldn't have to worry about it too much, I don't think. So I tried that, and it did work. Actually, I used this one while I was working in the car, and that's where all this started. But I kind of want to just show you that difference there, because they are both Chinese. The sockets, though, they are well made. So this is the back. Let me get the big one here so it's easier to show you, and the number 10. So that's what that looks like, and the inside of them. We'll get these. Apologize if I keep going on the right here. It's just that I'm left to the camera here. So that's what that looks like. And then the print on both of them is this right here. So the good thing is I didn't have to contact them to change any of the sockets. I did send them an email through Amazon asking about the newer case, because there are some pictures there that they have like the metal tabs. So I asked if I could get one of those new cases, because I just know this is gonna break, and it's not gonna be a pretty thing, because then everything's just gonna fall off. Since only this side is actually stuck, these are pretty loose. And also every now and then you get this metal shaving, so that may be due to the material they use, but like I said, for smaller fasteners I don't think it should be a big deal. Hopefully it won't be. The reason I was also okay with getting this particular set is because if you look at their reviews, a lot of people have gotten this set already, and they had a good experience with it. Some, yeah, they had different sockets and little things here and there, but overall it's just, like anything else, you just gotta take a chance and see if it's something that works for you, or if not, then you can go find something else. Another thing I wanted to bring up on this particular set is that Tecton, while I was looking at this set, Tecton just came out with one that just has the metric version if you don't need the Imperial side. So that makes it smaller. It does cost a little more, or a lot more than this one. So that's just something you gotta see if you do need it or not, or want it or not. But I wanted a full set like this one, but just because I don't have too many tools, and I want to just sort of have everything at the same time, just like my EP Auto. So I don't need to keep this in my car, but when I do need it, I'm able to just take this full set and have pretty much all the sets, or the sockets that I need. So I just want to do a quick video on this, because it's just, when I saw it, it was just kind of neat. I mean, it was just that one set that I wanted, because it had all the short and the deep sockets, and this was just extra. I wasn't really, I didn't really care for that, but it's nice to have this particular sets that have both, and I really like the layout of these particular sets. So I think I had asked EP Auto about a set like this, or a quarter set. I think they had mentioned it, that they would have one, but I never saw one. So that's why this is from this guy's here, Casoman. So it's not an EP Auto, and again, this is the website here, service at casoman.com. So if you're interested, you can look at it too. I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything. I did buy this myself. So there you have it. This is just the quarter set, or full set, for the most of the basic sockets that you will need. And it does come with a 5.5 on here, so it starts at 4 and it goes up to 14 again. And that's pretty much it. I hope that helps. Oh, one more thing. I did send him, I think I mentioned it, I did send him the email about the case, and they said something about if I needed a new case, that they would send me a new one. However, I did mention the metal tabs on the new one, so if they do send me one, I will update the comments on the video, because it's nice that they responded right away, but I don't know which case they're gonna send me, so if they do. So that's just something to think about. If you do get this, remember, you might end up with the same one. If you don't really mind that, that's fine. I mean, obviously it's the tools that matter, but you want to keep them in here, so that would help. And other than that, everything's looking pretty nice, actually. So that's pretty much it on this particular set. But I want to do it because right now you're hearing all these icon and things like that, but I don't know. I saw the Ratchets at Harbor Freight for the icons, and I personally didn't like them. I will be looking into wrenches, because that's something I need, some slightly longer wrenches. I just don't have that many. But they're also pretty expensive, so still. And I just read something about a recall on those Ratchets too, so that's what it is. And that's the cool thing about it, about everything now with the tools. We just have so many options that you don't have to stick with one brand or another. It's just whatever works for you, and it's just a perfect time to do that. If you don't have that many tools, you can find something that works for you, and that's actually pretty nice. And whether you like them or not, that's just where things are right now. And I don't know what to tell you. That's just the way things are, and so you just gotta try to make the best of it.